love it too.
Yeah. Oh, lilies, this was always one of my favorite flowers.
Well, I'm telling you, you can smell the perfume before you see them.
And that's exactly it, was the aroma.
Yes.
I mean, I have so many memories, Philip, of after dance recitals or a special event where my mom would get me a big bouquet of lilies. And it immediately brings me back. The smell is just perfection. These come to you where you're going to get 2 different colors. You get the Sumatra, which is that gorgeous red. And then you also get
3 each.
3 each. Okay, thank you. So a total of 6. 3 of the Sumatra, 3 of the conch lily bulbs.
Yes.
Fragrant, beautiful blooms. And I got to tell you, when you shop Phillip Watson Designs, you are going to get a lot of blooms. They ship to you for free. So Phillip, this is,
yes,
this is brand new today.
Yes, and we're not playing. I mean, we want the nice big flowers. That's what we do.
The aroma.
And also, it's the collection. Because I think the nice Sumatra does not show up as well without the yellow one with it.
Oh, sure.
And I had the yellow ones in my garden, and I planted these big old fat bulbs. Look.
So it all starts as the bulb.
It's like they came from the produce section.
That's a juicy bulb.
And you only need to plant these 3 or 4 inches deep.
Okay.
Full sun to slight shade, and you can plant these also in the most congested border. You think the border is so full it won't hold anything else. Stick these in there. They bloom above everything else, but they don't shade anything. These are 5 to 6 feet tall.
That adds that height.
And they come back every year.
That texture.
Yes.
And they come back every year.
Yes. The show is about tall beauty.
Yeah.
We've got some shorter things like the Lysimachia, but if your garden is only your annuals and perennials height, this is a chance to bring it to the next level, to bring it at that 5 to 6 foot level where you have color up here. Most people don't. This is a chance to do it. I've got 3 items in the show that do that.
These are really, really popular this morning. They are brand new. And if you're like me and seeing a lily just puts a smile on your face. And even if you're thinking, yeah, my beds are kind of full, I don't really have any open space, but I'd love to add something a little new. I think it's so fun just to add a few new things every season.
Well,
this is a good time to do it.
Because as I mentioned, even if your borders are completely congested and full, the bulbs will always go in because you only have to dig a little hole to get it in, and it blooms above everything else.
And we'll plant that bulb this spring, and we'll see blooms
this year.
This
year. Absolutely this year. But also a lot of the lily bulbs that you have planted, the bulbs are too small, which produces weak stems. These produce very strong stems. In fact, the base of, see, this, by the way, is going to be 6 feet tall.
Wow.
They get 4 to 6 feet tall. They'll get 4 feet tall this year, 6 feet tall next year.
That's taller than me.
Well,
I'm only 5'1".
But that's why I get pictures next to it, because they're right. You don't have to squat down with them. There they are, but they got the strong stems and woody at the base. They do not blow over. I never have to stake them. I've got nothing but beauty and fragrance in the garden.
So would you alternate the colors? I mean, for the bulbs, or just kind of let it surprise you?
Well, you can mix them all up if you like, or you can segregate them.
Okay.
I've got my yellow ones in one area, and then I've got the dark ones in another area because I've got a golden hedge behind the dark ones. But you do need, for me, well, all right.
Somebody's knocking on the door.
Just wait a minute.
They're ready to plant.
They're ready to plant.
I think, Philip, I think that was spring knocking.
I'm glad I didn't have more than 2 cups of coffee. I'd be right through this roof.
These are so beautiful. When we're planting these, we're going to use your fertilizer first, but what else, any other special care that we should do?
No. As long as you've got a small trowel and can plant it 3 or 4 inches deep, these are good to go. Full sun for these to slight shade. And even if you've got a small garden, these are going to work for you, and they're going to come back every single year. Hazel and I, this little friend of mine who's 16 now, she and I planted our first lily bulbs when she was 5. And they still come back, and I take her picture beside the lilies, which are at their mature height.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And it's not so much to see how tall the lilies got, it's see how tall Hazel is next to the lilies.
Right.
And now she's as tall as the lilies.
Oh, but that could be so fun too with your grandkids.
Yeah.
You know, my kids love more instant gratification when it comes to planting.
Don't they all?
So, so they get to be involved in the process of planting the bulb, and then when you have a plant that can get so tall, you see it grow, you see the difference throughout the season. You could even have them in that season take photos, and they get to see how quickly it's growing. Look how beautiful. These are really popular. Now, we should definitely get the fertilizer with these.
You should definitely get the fertilizer with these. And by the way, this is one of those, when they first start coming up, I fertilize then, and then I fertilize again in August, because that's when the foliage is starting to season, to put the power back into the bulb for the next year. Then that gives you a big head start for next spring. You'll have more blooms by fertilizing twice.
That's
this is the only thing in the show I fertilize twice.
That's a good tip. Well, because it's kind of like you're paying yourself forward for next season.
Yes, and the big bulbs that we ship out to you, you'll get 3 of each of the 2 colors. By the way, if you have someone that you would like to send something to, this is the easiest thing for them to plant. Sometimes you send somebody a big plant, they think, oh Lord, what am I going to do now?
Where do I put it?
This will go anywhere, so it's a great gifting plant.
Yeah, don't send mom flowers directly. Send her one she could plant. Wouldn't that be great for Mother's Day?
Exactly, or maybe you show up and plant it for her.
Right? $25.50 to get these home. We've got, you get both color choices. They've been really popular and brand new today. So grab them before they're gone and take advantage of that easy payment, because they come to you for $8.50. Add on that fertilizer. That's just a really smart way to plant. You just put it when you plant it. It's so easy.
Yes, it is. And tall, we got the tall beauty in the show today. Don't miss out on a chance to raise the interest level.
Oh, that's good. See, you said tall beauty. I thought you were talking about me. No, I'm not a tall.
Well, you got some heels on.
Oh, they're baby heels. I'm only 5'1". Okay, we're gonna go on over. And to the plant that's been trying to steal the limelight the whole show, Phillip, this hydrangea bush. Hydrangeas are some of my favorite flowers.